All right, hello and welcome. So today is the day that the dev blog dropped for the Monolith of Fate updates, and well, let's just get to it. This looks pretty incredible. Yeah, I'm gonna apologize in advance. There might be some meandering here because the content in this dev blog is sorted in a way that's a little bit hard to explain, but I'm gonna do my best with it. But I want to start with saying, if you're one of those people who has been worried about the endgame or just felt like it was underwhelming in last Epoch, like myself, we're really hoping to get some sort of meaty endgame stuff soon. This patch in particular, you are in luck. EHG has heard our prayers. They have answered them, and we are starting to see an endgame type of system that really is more in line with what is expected from an ARPG of this caliber, something PoE-like. This is the kind of system that we were all really hoping for. So let's go ahead and dive into what this is, at least as far as I can tell. The information that's here is both deep, there's a lot of it, while also still not covering a lot of things that we'd really want to know, and I think that's on purpose because they really want us to experience the system firsthand, and I'm okay with that, but it does make it a little bit difficult to explain exactly what's going on here, so I'm going to do my best. All right, so a lot of you are going to be familiar with the existing Monolith of Fate system. It's a pretty simple system. You pick one of two paths, and when picking that path, you get some buffs to your loot find and to your XP, and you also take on some sort of modifier that makes the mobs more difficult. That is still in here, but this is far expanded from that. So now you're going to have this system of timelines, and the timelines are specific areas where you will go to, and they are level based. So unlike the old system where you were level scaled, it's not going to be level scaled. So a level 55 timeline is a level 55 timeline always. 62 is always 62. So we definitely won't be able to do that thing where we kind of skip the story. In fact, it won't be allowed. This won't open up until you are done the story now. The campaign must be completed, and then the Monolith of Fate opens up for you. Once you're into that system, let's say you choose Fall of the Outcast, then you will begin one of those kind of modifier things, but it's going to start a path that you won't need to complete. And when you complete this path, you will then receive a reward. So, for example, you'll receive these blessings over here. That's the reward you'll get. And those rewards stick with your character, both inside and outside of the monolith. So these are permanent rewards that are on top of the gear that you get that improve the power of your character in some way or another. In this in particular, it's increased unique drop rate, which is something we've never seen in the game before. We've never seen increasing unique drop rates from a system that wasn't the Monolith of Fate's own rewards that were temporary. This is a permanent unique drop rate buff. That's really cool. We don't know what other sort of blessings are going to be in here, but we can expect them to be relatively extensive. There's going to be a lot of options here, and they can roll differently, and you can re-roll these timelines. You can rerun these timelines to try to get a better or different blessing, one that fits your character better. So that allows for a lot of replayability. Also, as you're doing farther up timelines, so higher, more difficult timelines, you will have the opportunity to empower the lower tiered ones and increase the power of the blessings that drop there. So this system feels like it's going to have a whole lot of opportunity to really dive into endgame, have a serious, true, fun style grind that improves the power of your character, and it offers challenging content that's not just how far can I push the arena, how many waves can I do. I think most of us agree that while that has its place in the game, it's not what we really want for a real endgame. And now we have a system that does that. This is one of 4 of these kind of systems, these endgame systems. I'm not including the arena in there, even though it's an endgame system. And it's really, in my opinion at least, very encouraging to see the kind of depth this system looks like it's going to have. This is something that is going to give us a lot to do over a large period of time for every single character that we play. So you get to the end of the story, the Monolith of Fate now just begins. This is very similar in a lot of ways to mapping in Path of Exile, but it's got very much its own flavor. It's also got some of that labyrinth stuff in there. So if you remember in the labyrinth, you can get these sort of like these enchants that you can put on your gear by completing the labyrinth. Well, in last Epoch, you're going to get these blessings now. So it's got these rewards that you're going to want to go after. You're going to be encouraged to move farther and farther into the Monolith of Fate, doing harder and harder timelines, but also going back to get better blessings and empowering those earlier timelines to make them more challenging so you can get a blessing that really increases the power of your character in some way or another. This is the kind of system that I've been looking for, and I cannot wait to dive into this when the patch drops. So this should cover, hopefully, the majority of what we know. I don't think there's anything else in here that I've missed. This is the majority of what we know right now. Oh, actually, let me cover this real quick. Apparently, if you're lucky, you may just find a powerful, unique item exclusive to the timeline you conquered. So timelines are going to have their own exclusive, unique, or uniques. This one says singular, but it could be multiple. Let's assume there's at least one unique for each timeline. So that's another thing for us to go and sort of target farm, work towards, have a chase option in these timelines. So I'm really excited about all this stuff. Like this is exactly what I wanted, maybe even more. Their ability to envision an endgame system, clearly now we can see it's there. Obviously we haven't tested it yet. We'll see how it plays out, but this looks like what we really want. So that's going to cover this devblog update. We've got another one coming in early next week. We're expecting it. That's the tier 6, tier 7s. And then, of course, we've got that patch coming in real soon. I cannot wait to get my hands on that. We'll be doing that on Twitch. Of course, we'll be streaming that a lot over the upcoming week, assuming it comes next week. So I'll be giving all of my impressions on that and probably doing some videos on it when it actually arrives. But for now, hopefully this will keep us all satisfied that we've got something really cool coming for this patch. Like really cool. This is going to be something beyond maybe what many people expected, and I can't wait to see it. All right, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your time playing Last Epoch in 0.7.8. You don't have much longer. 0.7.9 is just around the corner. I will see you all again real soon.